Buddy, thank you for tuning in to Next Gen Commerce, where we'll discuss expanding your reach on SHEIN Marketplace with the latest Descartes Sellercloud integration. You have a few folks on the phone or on the Zoom, myself from SHEIN Marketplace, and then both Richard and Gary from Descartes. I can go ahead and do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Daniel. I am a strategic partnership lead at SHEIN Marketplace. I've been here for about 6 months and change. Formerly was at Amazon and have a previous life in the agency worlds. But I work closely on enhancing our ecosystem of partners. And I've been working very closely with Richard and Gary and the entire Descartes Seller Cloud team on this integration. So it's pretty much done and up and running, and we're excited to kind of share that with you today. But with that, I'll pass it along to Gary.
Or good morning, I guess, to everybody who, depending on your time zone. I'm Gary Basco. I'm the senior account executive with Sellercloud. I've been working for Sellercloud for about 4 years now, prior to the acquisition by Descartes. So now I'm working for and with all the great people at Descartes, Richard McNish included. And I'm excited to be able to show everybody today all of the fun new things, toys, tools that we have to make your selling experience and your e-commerce experience that much easier with our tools.
Hey, everybody, and I'm Richard McNish, as Gary Daniel said. I focus on partnerships at Descartes in our e-commerce division.
So just skipping over this slide as we just went over. And with that, I think Richard is going to take us through Descartes at a glance.
Yes, most people they'll know the product name Sellercloud. They may not recognize Descartes, the company. So we just wanted to give a brief overview and let you know who we are and what we do. So you can see the slide. We are publicly traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange in the NASDAQ. We're an end-to-end supply chain company. So what that means is if it moves by air, rail, sea, or lands, we will have a hand in it just on the software side. So right now, classification data is a big thing that we think about. We're the world's leading provider of that data. So a lot of behind the scenes, and as your goods flow and move throughout the worlds, we have a hand in moving that with our applications. In our e-commerce division, which is where Sellercloud sits, we have a myriad of shipping applications, as well as Sellercloud, which is inventory management, order management, and order orchestration inside of there. So we can work with you whether you're a micro customer, so micro meaning 5 orders a day, all the way to our largest customers in my division are doing over 1 million orders a day, right? So kind of everybody in between, we have tools to help you manage the back office of your business. Can you go to the next slide? So you can see just industry leading customers of things that we do. So as I mentioned, the air, ocean, rail kind of manufacturer, distributor, it's really anybody that's selling consumer packaged goods online. We usually have a product for you or right fit you with one of our partners. So partner today being SHEIN and Sellercloud, where we make it really, really easy for you to list your goods on the marketplace, as well as like other places that you are selling online with a couple of clicks that Gary will kind of line up for you. I think next slide. So as I mentioned, like Descartes is a big company. We're broken down by different divisions. And so each division has its own specialty. I'll just go quickly through this, not to bore you. We'll get into the meat of this. So our routing and telematics, what does that mean? It just means that if you have trucks on the road and they need to be optimally routed, we have a solution for you. So Home Depot, Wayfair, Costco, Best Buy are all customers of ours in that space. Transportation management and visibility. Let's just think if you're a big shipper and you need a TMS to buy freight and LTL, we've got a solution for you. Our e-commerce and shipping fulfillment, that's what I mentioned earlier. We have 12 different products that kind of serve your needs in the post-purchase fulfillment order. So think of printing cheap shipping labels or orchestrating orders to your web stores or e-com channels. So I left off on global trade intelligence. Global trade intelligence, that's just denied party screening or other tools that we have for trade intelligence. to be able to provide information to our customers. So like 70% of customs brokers in North America use our software to import their goods. And then logistics service providers, that's just kind of moving big goods around the world with our LSP kind of group. So think of like air freight or ocean freight. We have over 40% of the world's air cargo like using our software in order to move things forward. And then our global logistics network at Descartes, we have the largest integrated logistics database in the world, north of 250,000 unique integrations into us. All that is just think of a lot of data coming in, and our customers that we work with have ability to kind of suck it out if they're using a whole bunch of different products that are working with us. That's it. I think we can go to Gary to kind of move forward.
Cool. Jumping in to talk about SHEIN now. So I think one thing, and I'll kind of breeze through these as I know we're halfway through the webinar already. But excited to chat through SHEIN at a glance, right? And I think one of the things that makes us very unique is our proximity to our customer. We have a strong relationship with our customer. Our customers shop on SHEIN regularly. They socialize SHEIN, and they're all Gen Z. Some millennial, but mostly Gen Z. And they have quite a pocketbook, if you will. They have about $3 trillion in spending power over the next 5 years, which is a pretty astonishing statistic. So they're quite the powerhouse, not just in terms of money, but they're also the largest, fastest, and most diverse cohort out of any of the cohorts that have existed. So you look at, millennials, which I'm a part of. You look at Gen X, you look at our baby boomers, Gen Z eclipses all of that in these four categories. They're digital natives. They pretty much 100% own a smartphone, 98% actually to be precise. And they spend a lot of time on their smartphones, 4 hours a day. Their attention span is shorts. However, in that small attention span, they're processing and filtering a ton of information, massive amounts of data and information in that short period of time. 90% of all digital growth from 2024 to 2028 will come from Gen Z. So a little bit more about Gen Z and our customer. So we have 150 million of them. Quite a heavy sort of customer base. I can't speak for other marketplaces, but we do have, for being, just a couple years old, in terms of marketplace, quite a robust audience and quite a robust social media following, right? We have 250 million social media followers. We also have quite a hefty campus ambassador program, and those campus ambassadors are socializing SHEIN on college campuses all across the country. Our audience is aged 13 to 44 years old, though it skews younger. And they're mostly female. We do have a small male demo, about 15-20%. I am one of them. But it is mostly female audience. And as I mentioned, we call them loyalists because they're talking about SHEIN, they're socializing it, and there's a cyclical behavior of the customer returning to SHEIN to shop in the next 3 months. A little bit about SHEIN at a glance and taking a step back just in terms of timeline, right? We're currently served in over 150 markets, but we weren't always that way, right? We launched in 2012 as a D2C brands. And fast forward to 2025, fast forward to 2023, that's when we launched the marketplace. And at the time, SHEIN was ranked the most number one downloaded shopping app, which is incredibly exciting. But fast forward to 2025, we're actually the most visited fashion website in the entire world. So we're larger than, some of these other fashion brands that you might think. I'm not going to say names, but the really popular ones. And even more popular than, number two and number three combined. So this is all according to SCM Rush. And this was a study in January 2025, so pretty recent. Probably unsurprising, but we're known for fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. On the fashion side, that's anything apparel, anything accessories, and anything shoes. So think, jewelry, think hats, um, earrings, bracelets, sunglasses. That all falls under fashion. And then beauty, which encompasses personal care, um, hair, fragrance, and even supplements. Recently launched under the beauty category and is doing really well for us, as well as lifestyle. So, lifestyle is anything for the home, whether it be textiles or even furniture, and then consumer electronics. So, that's what makes up sort of the Sheen trifecta of fashion, beauty, lifestyle. However, we have other categories, and those are doing really well for us as well. So, pet supplies is one of them, toys and games, luggage and travel, kids, just to name a few. We even have automotive, and automotive isn't our top performer, right? There's not a lot of Gen Zers buying, spark plugs, but they do exist on Shein. Just a couple unexpected products that move. You see Nikes, you see Coach bags, you see Apple iPads, right? And this slide should just serve as sort of a reason to believe that there is interest and appetite among our customer to spend more for brands and designers that they love and adore. So, these Nike shoes are $100, these Apple iPads are almost $500 and they're flying off the shelves, right? So, Mythbuster, there is interest and a high level of interest among our customer to purchase these more higher price items for some of these beloved sellers. Just a little bit about brand authenticity and safety insurance. So we take this very seriously. We require a lot of certificate of authorization, receipts, invoices, etc., to ensure compliance. Ultimately, we want to limit any dupes or copycat brands from making it through and selling on the platform. If a brand does sneak it through, we do have checks and balances, a team scouring the internet, artificial intelligence that are removing some of these brands if they do somehow sneak it through. And it's very difficult for them to reopen a store under the same trademark. So we're not perfect. Not saying that we are, but we do have these, again, checks and balances in place to limit this type of activity. Just a little bit about a flagship store that we recently launched. The Children's Place. So, beloved, iconic children's brands. They launched in December of last year and quickly amassed 12,000 followers and 1,000 repeat purchases in just the first month or two. And they also did a high level of sales. I can't say the numbers, but a high amount of sales in the first few weeks of launching on Shein. And they launched with their flagship store on Shein Marketplace. And I'll kind of get into that, what that looks like in a little bit. But just a little bit about the kind of features of the marketplace. So we're invitation only, we're gated. And the reason being is we want to bring on sellers that, are high quality and can meet the demands of our audience. We I should add, invitations are open to all Sellercloud customers. And so that invitation is extended to you all. We're super seller success driven. So every dedicated seller gets an onboarding specialist, a seller success specialist, a business development specialist, and my support kind of behind the scenes. We're all US based. And we're ensuring that our sellers are exceeding or succeeding rather on the platform. We have a pretty low cost of doing business. Our commission structure is 10%, and that's mostly across the board. We do charge a little bit less for big and bulky furniture and consumer electronics. That's 8%, but generally speaking, it's 10%. Again, I can't compare to other marketplaces, but as I understand, that is pretty competitive. And we don't charge for other areas like we don't monetize for marketing or things of that nature, and I'll kind of touch on that in a few slides. So we have a plethora and kind of a healthy ecosystem of strategic partners, whether they're product feed aggregators or 3PLs. So Sellercloud is our newest, latest, and greatest integration that we're super excited to showcase today, and we'll kind of get into that as well. So just a couple areas and recommendations for how you can succeed on the platform. So Shein storefront, that's like your visual identity, right? This is your showcase of your brand. So here we have Monday Moose and Cape Robin on the left and right, and they leverage their own visual kind of identity, whether it's brand colors or lifestyle imagery, but this is just a way to stand out to our customer base. And this can all be done in our seller hub, which is essentially our seller central, if you will. And tools are super easy to use, right? We have drag and drop templates and modules to help create this branded storefront. And it's really designed to kind of create this unified, cohesive shopping experience. Also in Seller Hub is shop coupons. So shop coupons is just an additional tactic that helps drive customer purchase. So, excuse me, this can help increase store traffic, boost AOV, promote specific products, drive store-side sales. You don't have to do it, but our customer is price conscious. And that's something that, I do want to be transparent about, but you don't have to discount as a way to, it's not required. You don't have to do it to stand out. But if you do, this is just a way for further kind of amplification. Recurring theme campaigns. So we do these and we do these often. There's a lot of resources that go behind it. Upcoming, we have back to school that's going live in just a couple weeks. I can't believe it's already summer, midsummer to say the least. And these campaigns further drive home promotional kind of opportunities. So if you're a Seller Cloud customer and are interested in signing up on Shein, I would do so now. If you feel like your products would resonate with a Gen Z millennial audience and you want to partake in our back to school campaign, now again is the time, and I'll give you some instructions on how to do that. But we also have, holiday, we have Black Friday, end of the season sales, limited time flash sales. These happen throughout the year. And again, they're not monetized, so these are available to you. So yeah, as I kind of mentioned, so outside of campaigns, we do emails, we do live streams where thousands and thousands of people tune in. We do digital ads, social campaigns, in-app pushes. For example, I had mentioned the Children's Place amassed 12,000 followers. So those followers are served in-app pushes 1 or 2 times a day with the latest information about the Children's Place. So it's just another touch point for kind of re-engagement of your customer. With that, I'm going to kind of wrap, but feel free to take a screenshot or take a picture of this. You can reach me at daniel.berry@sheingroup.com, and here my email is on the top left, or partnerships@sheingroup.com. There's also a QR code if you're ready to go ahead and get signed up or interested in signing up or learning more. You can scan that QR code on the top right corner. But allow me to be a resource. If you're unsure, you want to learn more, you have specific questions. Again, I'm a resource and I'm happy to set time with you to talk about the opportunity. in more detail. And then with that, I'm going to pass it back to Sellercloud, specifically to Gary, who's going to kind of chat through this slide.
Awesome. Appreciate that, Dan. So again, I'm Gary Basco, Senior Account Executive with Sellercloud. I am a technical resource at the company. So if you do have any questions on Sellercloud, if you guys are looking to book a demo, definitely ask for me. I'm happy to show you the software and everything that we have to offer. Sellercloud in of itself, and this is a great slide to really understand the type of ecosystem that we are able to develop for our customers. Sellercloud is the flagship product that we have. This is going to be the main brains of the operation. And as you can see, there's a lot of amazing features and tools just right inside of Sellercloud. We have tools for creating and managing listings, not just single item products. We have kitting, bundling features, the ability to better manage and create variation listings across different channels and marketplaces. We also handle all of the inventory updates and synchronization. So as you guys just learned, all the amazing new sales opportunities that you have right now with marketplaces like SHEIN, you can be able to connect all of that with Sellercloud, and our sellers, as they grow and start to dominate the e-commerce marketplace, they require a robust tool like Sellercloud to better manage everything that's happening on the channel, as well as everything that's happening on the back end with all of their inventory. It is a multi-warehouse technology tool as well. So we work with customers, big and small, if they have their own warehouses, if you integrate with 3PL locations, if you guys are working with FBA or WFS warehouses, we can even automate things like multi-channel fulfillment for you to make sure that as long as you have inventory, it is being shown and made available to your customers, effectively eliminating things like underselling and overselling on all of these different marketplaces. With the inventory, we also are going to be able to better manage all of the orders that are coming in. So we're pulling all these orders. SHEIN, we're getting all these new orders from the marketplace. And as you are getting those orders, you have different SLAs that you need to be able to meet requirements to make sure that you're getting these goods to the customer in a timely manner. We help with better managing things like the picking cycles inside of the warehouse. We help with better managing things like returns as well as refunds. So it's a full order management system as well, an OMS that you'll be able to go ahead and view, manage, and handle all of the orders, customer communications right through our platform. And on the back end, we do also offer a purchasing software, which has demand forecasting and planning, something that is imperative for all the different sellers, apparel sellers as well, especially when you're trying to work within your limits and your realms of the different seasonality. You've got different seasonal clothing items that you might be selling better in the summer than the winter. And we help better track that by giving you one all-in-one solution to actually manage and build all these different reports, while as you're able to synchronize things like orders, purchasing, inventory, and listings. On the warehousing end, and as you can see, there's also a number of other different products. We have things like SKU Stack. So if you own your own warehouse, we have a full WMS application as well, where you can handle things like bin level management. We do lot number and serial tracking. So for customers that are handling apparel and they want to be able to track SKUs on lots for different things like thread counts, different fabrics, or different colors, as you guys are getting different runs of these products, or if you're selling, consumer electronics and you want to be able to better track things like your serial numbers, you're able to manage all of that directly in our WMS while tracking all of your warehouse employees to know where your inventory is, where it's going, and where it's been. Speaking about where it's going, we also offer a shipping application. So you'll see on the back end over there, Ship Bridge. That is an included part of Sellercloud, where you'll be able to integrate your various shipping carriers, your USPS, your UPS, your FedEx. If you like Amazon's rates, we also integrate there as well too, where you'll be able to go ahead and do all the different rate shopping inside of Sellercloud, getting the best prices to ship for your customers so that you can give those discounts to your customers on the actual listing end of things. Getting the best shipping rates is going to be able to help you get the best margins, offering the best price for your customers, increasing your volume. All this, though, is something that can be better managed all under a one-stop shop solution instead of having to have an increased tech stack, which is going to better increase collaboration between your teams. And like I mentioned, effectively eliminate things like underselling and overselling. I think you're muted there, Dan.
Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. I was just saying quite comprehensive and quite robust in terms of the features that Seller Cloud has, and as well as the integration features that we have together. With that, I think we have a couple questions, and I know it's 30 past. Maybe we set just a couple minutes for questions that have come in, and feel free if we don't have time to get to yours, to email me partnerships@sheingroup.com or my email daniel.barry@sheingroup.com, and we'll get those answered for you as soon as we can. But it looks like the first question is for Seller Cloud. So here's the question. Seller Cloud doesn't just act as a channel connector. I'm sorry. What does Seller Cloud, what makes Seller Cloud different from other omni-channel solutions?
So the biggest thing that makes us different from other omni-channel solutions, whereas most of the other omni-channel solutions out there are focusing more as just a channel connector, so managing listings, maybe sending inventory, they lack a lot of the back end warehousing, order fulfillment technology that we do. So we actually connect your warehouse floors directly to the marketplaces. You receive new inventory in with our technology. We're automatically updating that there's a new available quantity directly to the sales channels, making sure as soon as you have new inventory, your customers have it available for sale.
Awesome. Great. And it looks like we have another question. Next question is, bear with me 1 second.
There's one question that came in the chat I'll ask. It's just when will the Seller Cloud and Shein integration become available? We're finalizing beta testing right now. So it takes a little bit of time to actually set it up on our end, as well as like going live with Shein. They as Daniel mentioned, they'll do some background checks and make sure that everything's up and going. So if you want to get moving and be one of the first wave of cohorts on after the beta, which should be happening in a couple of weeks, please reach out to Daniel to get going, or you can reach out to us. We'll send out information on how to get to the Descartes team to sign up after this.
Awesome. What other, I think you kind of answered this, but what other solutions does Descartes offer? Also a question for you all.
Great question. So we have, like I mentioned earlier, we have a myriad of different shipping solutions. So we have a product called ShipRush, for instance, that will integrate on creating cheap shipping labels for UPS, FedEx, USPS, and a whole myriad of different options. And so you can use that product and you can connect it actually into Seller Cloud. So Seller Cloud can do the listing and product information and warehousing, and then ShipRush could do the shipping. We also have a bespoke warehouse management solution called PeopleVox. It is the most dominant warehouse management solution in fashion today. So a lot of top fashion brands are already using it. Again, it has a little bit more bells and whistles than what we offer in the Seller Cloud solution. So those products actually work well together. So Seller Cloud will focus on doing the integration work with the sales channels, and then PeopleVox can also work on that, work on the peer warehouse management solution. And then we have a myriad of other different solutions when it relates to like shipping when it comes to ERP. So do you have NetSuite? Do you have Acumatica? Do you have Dynamics? And do you need something that really is embedded within that ERP to actually do shipping that sits inside of there and will do the LTL or parcel? We also do that. And that product actually does connect in the Seller Cloud as well. So as you can see, we have an ecosystem of products at Descartes that all kind of really work together. And whether you're moving kind of individual goods on the direct to consumer, or you have some B2B needs where you're focusing on LTL or full truckload, our solutions actually work well together to kind of get you to what you want.
Awesome. Well, it looks like we're pretty much up on time. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the webinar today. You can email me, stay connected with me on LinkedIn, as well as Richard and Gary. We're here for you and look forward to exploring potential collaboration opportunities together. or just answering any questions that you may have. So have a great rest of the day wherever you may be. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.